What is happening, YouTube? Larry McKeithen here representing Formula Golf. I'm out here at Bernardo Heights Country Club in Rancho Bernardo, California. I am walking down to go see Adam Porzak and my good friend Sam Chien, who you've seen featured on a few of my videos over the last couple years. He is getting his first lesson from Adam, actually, and we're hoping to see if it can bring him up to the next level, even better than what he already is. So I'm going to film excerpts of it, and hopefully you guys gain some knowledge out of this. And there he is. Let's go. Sammy Chi, say hello. After I just got done telling you to pretend that I'm not here.
Oh, what's up?
Pretty.
It's all right.
And there's Adam Porzak.
Dude, let's go.
All right. You guys just pretend that I'm not here for a lot of this. I'm just going to be kind of looking around.
Yeah, but don't bug us, dude.
All right, you got it. I want to see some...
Hey, nice job. 64, 68.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Right? It's getting real close. If I putt good, I'm going to win. That's all there is to it.
Good. I'm happy to hear it, though. Right. We'll talk about that later, but get me up to date with where we're at, buddy.
Where I'm at with golf?
In general, just give me, and don't just rate yourself in the last event,
No, I mean, I think every time I play golf, like if I prepare for a tournament, I feel somewhat pretty good, actually really good about it. And then it would be either the Monday or the Tuesday that I'm like, whoa. So this is kind of what's been happening throughout
my whole. Feel like you're a week and a half prior, in a week prior, you're getting going. You feel like, okay, I'm ready to go in the event.
Yeah,
a couple days
that
before.
seems like it's whatever I end up doing in my golf swing or in my putting, I feel pretty good because I guess the results show when I'm practicing. I'm shooting. Blair can attest to this. It's like I shoot 65 whatever way I want to do it. So when it comes down to tournament time, I don't know which way I am.
What's your style? How do you go about it?
I don't even know if it's the style, but do you believe in a true DNA of a golfer?
Oh, absolutely.
And so if that is the case, how much can that be changed, molded, and how much of that is
I think it's situational awareness, actually. And I think what it is sometimes being able to change who you are based upon the circumstance that you're playing in the situation.
So I guess the question that I constantly ask myself is, what's my real DNA? If I end up Mondaying for a US or getting in a US Open, what swing am I going to put on the first tee in front of 20,000 people?
See, that's the big thing.
That's
my
more
mind
than
goes
just
elsewhere. When you talk about that, my mind doesn't go to what swing. That's identified. That's always identified.
Okay.
There's a goal that you're always trying to achieve, and you're trying to do the same thing better.
Right.
That's what we'll have to talk about. The initial plan, what you have to continue to work at every day of your career to continue to do better. We know there's the ideal mold of what it should be, and we know the components of it, and we know what we need to work at. And I think that's where consistency of thoughts lead to consistency of shots, right? So certain things will happen, but no matter what you do wrong, it doesn't change what you have to do right.
Correct. So I guess the question is,
what's right?
Exactly. What's right?
What's
right in golf? What's
right in golf?
What's right for? See, I'm obsessed about the game. Completely obsessed about golf in general.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not. I want to be obsessed about what I do.
Right.
Because I get out there on tour and I'm watching I'm like, dude, this guy hits this shot. It's unbelievable. I want to do that someday. Or this guy, Tom Moon, the Thai golfer, he hits the low spinners. I'm like, dude, that's sick. I watched Luke hit high-pitched spinners. I'm like, I want to do that. At the end of the day, I want to do that my way, if that makes sense. And I just don't know who I am as a golfer. Does that make sense?
Here's the easy thing about this game. Just like when you grab a ping pong paddle and a ping pong pad in on a ball. A certain path with a certain angle is going to produce a certain spin.
Right.
That makes the shots possible that you want to hit.
Okay.
There's
a million ways to do that.
There is. You can say that, but the ones that are repetitive,
right,
it narrows down to maybe a couple.
Right.
And through, in my opinion, connection, the swing, and what that truly means.
Okay.
What it means to keep the club head in front of your hands, actually, and what it actually means to keep the hands in front of your body. Okay. If those two things are done, and you have a setup that promotes success by being in the right angles with the right anchor point in your swing, you will repeat that motion more repetitively over time. So the answer to what your DNA is, whatever feelings we get you to be, whatever the feelings are a million ways.
Right.
The swing in our mind is one.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to accomplish today. We're trying to get a feeling for what that is for you.
Right.
And we will. And more importantly, what's the most repeatable way to see the shots that you want to see in competition?
Right.
Out of those 5 ways that you potentially could show up to the golf course with and score with, which one is by far and away the most repeatable? And that's where we just have to make sure we have ways to test that through practice and not just wait till the time you're on the golf course.
Right.
That's the biggest problem with so many players. I try to tell our juniors that especially. You just don't wait till you're on the golf course to get the feedback you need to about your game, right? You want to come on out here and you want to have an idea of exactly what you're trying to accomplish, a way that you're going to be able to read that ball flight and understand it. It doesn't matter what range you're on. You need to be able to accomplish that. Obviously golf balls, if they're not quality, it makes it very, very tough to get an accurate read if you're a golfer. But hopefully, when we develop that feel, you know the feel.
Yeah.
A great golfer knows what that is. And we're going to find that today, though. So we just got to find what swing's more repeatable. But I want you to know that, there are ways people can create those angles. Certain ways are manipulated.
Yeah.
There's one way that's not. Absolutely one way that's not.
For those of you who don't know, Sam went to Northwestern and graduated from Northwestern before turning pro.
It's in the North Shore of Chicago.
Yeah,
We're
yes,
talking
which is in
Chicago
Illinois.
golf.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chicago golf because it really is absolutely
Yeah.
the best, maybe arguably in the world.
Anything Chicago is a
That's
quick way to get us
that's
off
one of the
topic.
that's one of the reasons why we ended up picking. You got Skokie, Conway, Evanston, Lakeshore.
Well,
Yeah.
it's nice to see a
It is.
California boy pick it because we have a lot of our kids that we're trying to
And
convince
Josh
to.
DuPont.
Josh
the
DuPont,
guy got me to
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
pretty good.
Wow.
Josh DuPont.
Josh DuPont is someone that I play junior golf against as well.
Yeah, just a little bit younger than I was.
Yeah.
We were always at the same club.
Yeah.
Kind of moving along together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Josh is a good guy. I heard he's been
Yep.
real successful too.
Yep.
So one thing you'll find with us, though, I heard the new secret every month. That'll be a thing of the past, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a secret. I don't know if it's a secret for anymore. I don't believe in secrets, but it's almost like I can do it so many ways that are just average.
Right.
So average is just
A
even
ja-
par ain't gonna make you any
A
money.
jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly, master.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty good at shooting par, or even eat one under, one over.
Yeah.
But I played with the dude that was leading the Indonesia Masters. He's 20 years old. He's got the Jackie swing, but he was leading
Right.
after 2 days.
Just gotta control
We
your
know
ball,
we're working with talent here because no matter how he
Swings.
swings the club, he looks at him and he manipulates it right on the
Yeah,
center of the
it's-
face. So that's
It's
some
a
good
game
stuff.
of hand-eye to
That's
to
some
a
good
certain-
stuff.
Sam fears it.
All right, my man, let's do it. Come on,
Yeah.
let's get
Alright,
out.
let's hit a
Let's get
couple
out.
shots.
Let's do it.
So you want me to swing with my latest feel, or with
Or the
zero?
feel from
Like,
3
do you know what I
days
mean?
ago.
Like,
I know what
exactly.
you mean.
Like, this is insane. This is what I have to deal with every. If I'm having a new relationship with a coach or something. Like I beat Blair pretty good yesterday
You
with
did
my
beat me pretty
Let's go,
good.
boy. What
with
you
my
got shit, what you got
feel.
shit?
I didn't shoot very well, but Sam shot very well.
Yeah.
Okay,
he
well,
hit
you're
it
coming
really
off
well.
64, 68, so
Yeah.
we can give you a little forgiveness. So
Hey,
we're
I worked out
going-
too hard in the gym. That is my excuse.
I did
and
hear
I'm
that. He
sticking
did.
to it.
He did shout you out on that. Yeah.
Right. So which are we going with? Like no thoughts, zero,
Let's go zero thoughts. Like,
Zero,
let's just see
wow.
what's natural.
Let's just see your golf
See, this is the first time
Okay.
this is happening.
All right.
What
I
if
gotta
you
get
just
my
went like
slow
this?
motion
What if you
here,
just went
too.
like this? 1, 2. Find your rhythm
Okay.
and just count. Okay.
Yeah.
So you shut your mind off. That's a great way, by the way, to shut your mind off.
Yeah.
Find a rhythm. Find a count.
Right.
Short game is huge, obviously.
His short game's plenty good.
So
That's
we're going
for sure.
zero.
Oh, well, dude, he's
Wow.
at Northwestern.
Yeah.
Pat Goss
Pat
out
Goss
there,
is
and that's a product of Impact Golf with Todd Stones. That's about as good as it gets with
We're going with zero,
short game
right?
instruction.
Zero thoughts.
Your thoughts?
Zero thoughts, dude. Just react, right?
Oh, dude.
When you have an actual thought or your own thought,
Right.
what changes? You know what I mean? If anything, other than a personal feel.
Yeah.
That's a big key.
I guess the personal feel is a big thing.
Right.
But the thing is, for me, ball flight.
Do no thought, my friend.
The thing with me is ball flight changes.
Okay, now give me a thought.
Nothing wrong
The
with that
one
ball
that I
flight.
went with yesterday.
Yeah, which is
Yeah. Do what you were thinking yesterday when you put a beat down on me.
What were you thinking?
Talking all kinds of smack too, my.
Oh, dude.
It's like he goes, "Hey Blair, you want me to aim over the trees and just hit a draw here? What do you want me to do? You call it. You tell me how I want to
Dude,
beat you." Is what he told me
It's
yesterday.
Christmas time. This is like a nice time of year,
Yeah.
guys.
So we're going. Yeah. Okay. The latest.
Which is what?
I feel like I'm turning
Off the golf ball.
off.
Chest over your back foot.
Correct.
Okay, let's see it.
I feel like I'm staying in more. God, it's actually pretty complicated, but I'll explain it after.
It's a tough swing shot.
It feels It feels okay to do, but.
So long story short, it's turning behind the ball. It's setting a spine angle and keeping that spine angle as you turn it.
Yeah, I think for me it feels like I'm going like this. What I'm doing right now, it feels like I'm going. I'm staying in more flexion.
Okay. Okay.
And I feel like I'm falling over to the right. I think.
Let's just get after this and change your golf ball right now. Okay. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's do this. Let's do something different to
Yeah.
make sure that you do it the right way.
See, the last shot I hit was actually more correlated to those.
Okay. And the good news was it was the same exact path of your golf swing.
Really?
Just moved off the ball and it's going to go higher. And you'll be able to move into it if you want to. You can smile. It's a good thing. We'll talk about it. I'm going to pull these out of the bag here, okay? We're going to talk about, we're just going to go piece by piece here. And I just want you to hear me out on this stuff.
Okay.
Come on over here. Okay. We're going to talk about what this does, but first things first, your setup. Golf is always easier played underneath your body
Yep.
and not around you.
Yep.
Okay. With that being said, there's one thing that just always has to be in place.
Uh-huh.
Your hip joint has to be over your ankle. If it sinks behind, we're already back. Our center of gravity is going back. We're already going to be moving the golf club towards that, right?
Yep.
It would be a disconnection to actually visually keep it on plane
Yep.
for the camera. Okay. So we set up like that. We get our shoulders past our toes, which is going to be measured, 2 to 3, sometimes 4 inches, depending upon upper body length, past the toes, and we get the ideal distance that is.
Yeah.
Along with this, grabbing the balls of your feet engages your core, it forces you to use your core. That's what's so big about that. We talk about that all the time. From this angle right here, this is how easy we're gonna make it. It's 1, 2,
Yeah.
and that feeling, it's, oh, there's my anchor point. And the understanding that your hips and your spine angle are always going to be perpendicular to one another. The move that you're trying to make, if you want to make it easy, would be to get a high left hip. The spine angle's already there. Your muscles rotate around a fixed point. You're already in that position. That is a true coil. Okay? But the big thing is most people set up dead straight and neutral, and then they all of a sudden start forming or moving off the golf ball, forming their body to match what they know visually is correct for the camera. We call it artificially placing the body or placing the club in the positions. Okay. So what I'm going to give you here, we'll come back to all of this. This is all going to be made relative to you. But here we go. This is the step 1 in playing golf underneath you. Underneath you means a straighter path for longer. Around you means not.
That's
And
why
the
driver's harder and the
driver's
sandwich is
harder,
okay.
absolutely. But we set the ball up to buy the club more time to get to a certain point, right? So here's the thing. Straighter path. My hand is also facing the target the whole time. Huge in the short game.
Yeah.
Back here, my palm is only facing the target for a split second. And the angle of attack is thrown off as well, right? So it's so important we start off with this right here and this right here and an understanding of that. Now, approximately hands under shoulders for irons, hands under mouth for driver.
Okay.
Like I said, simple checkpoints, right? From this angle here, we call it the reverse K. It is absolutely the most important thing in the setup. It predetermines the turn. Because if there's a wall right there, you can turn inside it. Because rotation's simple. It's just turning your right cheek back into your left and your left back into your right. And that's really what it is. And of course, there's going to be a little forward movement because we're hitting the ball in that direction.
Right.
Ball position never lives anywhere back here, ever, other than a greenside chip.
Yeah.
Even a knockout under a tree. If you do it right, it should be right here to outside of shoulder. Driver, wedges. And everything moves progressively across, right? So ball position is relative to this, never to the feet. Now, we'll come back to all of that. That's like the setup in a nutshell right there. It's me just blasting through it.
I mean, a lot of it is I've heard it before.
You've heard this.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping for.
It's normal.
Now, here's maybe a different explanation that
Correct,
you might
right.
not have heard before of how we're going to make the golf
Right.
swing work. The golf club being in front of your hands, the hands being in front of your body. I mean, what does that mean? Because this is about as important as it gets. The theory is that at every single point of the golf swing, I can turn and face my club and my chest. And I'm going to be dead square every single time, all the way to the top. Right? The club is always in front of me. The club's always in front of my hands. The start to that is right here, an understanding of this. Checkpoint 1 is a move that we determine as a club being down the line of our feet when it's parallel to the ground, with the leading edge of the club matching our spine. Okay. Now here's the great part about this. This helps us understand how much of that is turn and how much of that is hinge, or how much of that is hinge and how much of that is turn. It's not one then the other. It's not turn and hinge. It's not hinge and turn. It's a blending of the two.
Right.
But what the beauty of this is it helps you understand the direction at which you should hinge and exactly how much hinge to get to that point. Rather, if it's just hinge, turn, or turn, hinge. The blending of that motion. And then from there, understanding that this is just simply, if rotated, is already impact position. But here's where you get off in your swing. The second half of the move. You nail it on the start, pretty close. But you are placing the golf club with no matter what swing you use at the top of your swing, completely independently of the center of your body.
Okay.
And the arms and hands are lifting. And that's where, no matter what you think, your swing will always be some manipulated athletic move that you have to just time that day.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So here's the big thing. If we can understand the club in front of my hands, the hands in front of my body, and simply understand that if we were to maintain the relationship and the distance between my sternum and hands, and just turned it to the top, this is what we call a long body turn, short arm swing. What you're going to see is the golf club is always going to be in front of your hands and down the line. Meaning if I got any longer here, the only thing looking laid off about that is the fact that it's short. If I kept turning, that club goes right down the line.
So I could essentially keep turning. It could be across, but it's not.
It's never.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
But yours picks up to the top
Right.
and lays off. And anybody who gets a club in good position, better players, we've seen this a lot. People who get the golf club here and pick it up independently, it just falls off in this direction.
Okay.
And that club head is behind your hands, and the hands have lifted behind the center of your
Okay.
body. Now, here's what can't happen. A clean pass through the golf ball with perfect rotation. The idea of just being
Yeah.
left shoulder down the line of your feet, right shoulder back down the line to the target, right? And that's as simple as you want to make it. That's a clean move through the golf ball. That's your shoulders, if there was a line perpendicular to your spine, moving consistently on that. Watching the belt line like it's the equator of the earth here, just move right around it without changing the axis, right? Shoulders doing the same thing.
Right.
You see a lot of people do certain things to buy the golf club time to get back in front of them.
That's what I feel.
Absolutely.
It's like a late catch-up.
And that's 100% what it is, and it's because I want you to know, no matter what we leave with today, connection is going to be the key to your golf swing.
Okay.
And the only thing that's going to change tournament to tournament is what's our thought that week to make sure we're staying the most connected.
Right. Up from here to here.
Exactly. Some days for me, that's as simple as being good 6 inches off the golf ball. I'll be honest with you, I'm the coach. Some days for me, that's feeling a little more patient in my transition and my arms get down in front of me. Some days that's just turning whatever the phrasing is that I say to myself, it's all accomplishing the same thing. But I'm super aware that I need to be with the club in front of my hands and the hands turning in front of my body, and I can feel the actual coil in the swing, the necessary tension that you need to feel at the top of your swing to make it feel like you can explode through the golf ball. One thing this is only a 60, but I'll hit it anyways. People really have a hard time doing this right here. Now, let me get up here. I want to plow through on that today. I always ask people from this position right here, do you feel like you can actually hit the ball as far as you would normally with the ball flight you normally would have if from a standstill position like Hideki? 99.9% of people would say not a chance. Because what do? They moved it up there with not everything from here. So there's not only is there a lack of control, but it feels like you have to throw your arms at the golf ball in order to get it, right? So
Yeah, because it's got to catch up.
yes, when I first started teaching, it's funny. such a successful thought for players, and I don't regret saying it because it helps so much, was getting the arms ahead of the body, and it still is relevant for players even if they're connected. I'll explain that because the hands have so much farther to travel to the golf ball, and the body has so little to travel. It's like the inside horse and outside horse running on a track. Inside goes very little, 6-7 inches. The outside went seemingly like 6 feet, right? So now it makes sense that even if we're connected, man, you have to sometimes feel those accelerate past the body in order to be synced up.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of this. It's the catching up that,
Yes.
especially when you're at a higher level, trouble left, you don't want to miss left, and so you actually outrace yourself. Whether you should be, in actuality, you should be feeling like you're down and
Right. So,
you-
Sam,
if
so,
that
so
makes
here's,
sense.
So here's that thought. Here's the exaggeration. Like we heard our best pros in the world talk about it. I feel like they're there when they make contact where it looks like this.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
it
And no, there's no doubt. But our goal through our backswing
sets that up.
is to make sure that that is as little of a
Right,
thought or
right,
feeling
exactly.
as possible. And it feels like this. And this is why I love this drill. It feels like if we're here and rotate through as hard as we can, no recoil up that way, just
Right.
straight through. That is the center of the body and the hands truly going through together. And rotation, this is the whole point of the swing. Through connection, rotation is squaring up the club face. Nothing my hands or body's doing to manipulate the path or whatnot. So our goal today, is going to be getting over the golf ball, making sure our setup promotes the right backswing and the angles that we need, making sure that we have the golf club in our hands connected to our body to where we can feel like it's the least relevant
Right.
to have it catch up, or don't feel like we can manipulate anything. Just feel like what I try to feel every time, a clean path through the golf ball.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what we need to work towards. So
Okay.
let's look at these videos right away. So first things first, I want to get the hip joint,
Higher.
which is what we think is like right here, right? If I was being honest, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Let's get it up over that line.
Okay.
So let's get those knees back a little bit. Let's get our body out over it. You have good posture, but anything that tends to happen here, I call it, the little bit of the arch right there, it's like a secondary tilt that comes from the ribs being kind of like that because we're set back. We kind of do a little extra to make ourselves feel like we're looking down at it.
Right. Right.
Whereas if we're just right here, it's like, how simple is that?
Yeah.
We're already there.
Yeah,
And
that's one of the biggest. Yeah.
it's huge. It's huge, and it
Yeah.
needs to be the number one thing you
Yeah.
nail right there. Because then the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to have to lift it up into place.
Yeah. And that's why probably that feel of lifting up kind of helps.
And so you can see it's a great takeaway. It does not want to lift up. I love where your hands are. But right here, hands go too vertical, club lifts up, club's already behind your hands are behind your body. I want you to look at what this looks like right now, because just watching one swing after this, when I get you in the perfect setup, and I just give you the right thought of turning to the top and having very little arm swing, but just all body turn, this great takeaway with a little better setup is going to be absolutely mint at the top of your swing.
Okay.
So let's get after it.